Hello and welcome to the first ever Sugar Unfold with Exsitec. My name is Frida Yngve and some of you may have met me
in my role as an application consultant and project manager within SugarCRM.
And my name is Michaela, and you have probably never seen me before, because I'm usually hiding behind the screen, hammering out code.
Yes, and our hope is that this event will inspire you to unfold all the possibilities that comes with SugarCRM. During this event, you will hear from Sugar representatives about the future of SugarCRM. We will also meet one of our customers to talk about how they use Sugar Market in their daily work.
We have also invited our super experienced colleague Joachim to talk about plugins that will change your user experience and take your work to the next level.
And we will finish this inspirational event by giving you some useful tips and tricks that will ease your everyday work with SugarCRM.
During this event, we're going to have a live chat. So if you have questions, make sure to ask them. We're going to do our best to answer them during this event, but if we run out of time, we will ensure that you will get an answer by mail after the event. To kick this event off, we would like to introduce our first speakers. Our colleague Joachim Nolinder met with Clint Oram from Sugar to discuss the trends of CRM and what we can expect to see with Sugar in the future.
Clint is the co-founder and chief strategy officer of SugarCRM. And for those of you who have not met Joachim, he is an expert in SugarCRM and works with business development for our CRM customers here at Exsitec.
Hello everyone, my name is Joachim Nolinder at Exsitec, and I'm very pleased to have with me here Clint Oram, the Chief Strategy Officer at SugarCRM and also the co-founder of SugarCRM. And I believe you founded it in 99, is that correct?
2004. 2004. Just over 18 years, 19 years now is about where we're at. It's an exciting time here at SugarCRM. By the way, I really like your background. I didn't realize that you were in San Francisco with me.
Since you're in San Francisco, I just had to use that background.
Nice. Well, it's my pleasure to be here today with you and your customers and give you all an update on what's happening here at Sugar.
Yeah, so tell me, what's new at SugarCRM then?
A lot of exciting things over the last several months, a lot of huge investments into the product, a lot of things that we've built. There's some things that we've acquired and added into the product line, and also a lot of awards lately. I don't know if you've been seeing that on the LinkedIn feeds that around SugarCRM, but over 10 different awards in just the last few months as our products are recognized by analysts in the industry as the leaders that they are. So just really exciting time here at SugarCRM, and frankly, this release is a big release for us. It's a lot of great stuff coming out in the version 12 release.
Yeah, I'm really glad to hear. I'm so looking forward to playing around even more with the new release. So can you tell me what is happening then because I have heard a lot about Sugar Professional, Enterprise, Sell. I guess our customers, our joint customers here have heard a lot about it as well. So can you please tell me a little bit more about what's happening with Sugar Professional, Enterprise, and Sell?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of changes, definitely a lot of changes here. So we're doing some things to streamline our product lines and give all these great new capabilities to our existing customers. So first off, let's talk about what we call our on-site customers who are not in Sugar Cloud. Now, I recognize that many of those customers might be running in a private cloud or a partner cloud. But if you're not in Sugar Cloud, we call you our on-site customer, right? And so we have Sugar Professional on-site customers and Sugar Enterprise on-site customers. With the version 12 release, we're going to start converting all of our customers to Enterprise. So all of our on-site customers. So if you're running Sugar Professional today on-site, your next upgrade that you apply will upgrade you from Sugar Professional to Sugar Enterprise, as well as from version 11 to version 12. So a lot of great new capabilities for all those professional customers today. And the main thing that we're doing is we're making Sugar Enterprise our on-site product for the future. So just Sugar Enterprise into the future as our on-site product. Now in the cloud, we're doing a few different changes in there. So if you're a Sugar Professional Cloud customer or a Sugar Enterprise Cloud customer, we're going to be converting you to SugarCell Advanced. So you're going to become a SugarCell customer going forward, and really making our sell, serve, and market products the cloud products of the future, and sunsetting professional and enterprise in the cloud. So a lot of changes there, right? So enterprise is the on-site product of the future. Sell, serve, and market are the cloud products of the future. That's what we're moving towards, and we're working with all of our customers on those conversions. And if you're an on-site customer, you get to choose when you do that upgrade. Now,
Yeah, okay. So you're not forced into upgrading, or
not for our on-site customers. We are doing that automatic conversion in the cloud, but our on-site customers, they get to decide. Of course, that's one of the big value points of being an on-site customer, is you get to choose when your software changes. Right?
Yeah, since it requires some planning as well. So that's really good to hear.
Yeah.
Really
Now
good.
let's talk a bit about SugarCell. So we're introducing 3 additions around SugarCell. Now, if you're a SugarCell customer today, you're going to be a SugarCell Advanced customer into the future. That's the same exact product, right? SugarCell Advanced is the same thing as SugarCell today. We're introducing a new entry-level product called SugarCell Essentials. And SugarCell Essentials is for up to 5 users. It doesn't have the plugins, add-ons, or integration capabilities that Advanced does, but it has a lot of the same basic capabilities that Advanced has. But again, for 5 users only, and no integrations, no add-ons, no plugins, that sort of thing. Now we're introducing a new product called SugarCell Premier that's designed to make life easy for all of our customers that want the full suite of Sugar capabilities. Now, as you may know, SugarCell Advanced, you can add in our Outlook integration with Connect, or you can add in our playbook capability with Sugar Automate, or you can add in our data service with Sugar Hint, all these different things. We're now just combining all those capabilities into SugarCell Premier, and we're making that our new flagship product that is just one product to buy that gets you all the capabilities of SugarCell. So definitely some changes happening there as we look at the overall product lines of SugarCRM.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Good.
It makes it much easier as well to see what you need, what the need is, and where to go with it. So
yeah,
I like it.
Now, on top of that, we've also done some acquisitions in the last few months that I want to talk about. One of them you may know very well. There's these crazy Nordic guys that ran this company called Adoptify. Did you hear about Adoptify before?
I believe I heard about it, since I
heard
was
about Adoptify.
Founder of it. So
exactly. And Adoptify had a product called the Customer Journey plugin, which was one of the most common plugins to SugarCRM. In fact, we resold that plugin from Adoptify. Well, we bought the company a few months ago, and we made Sugar Automate is the rebranded version of Adoptify Customer Journey plugin. Same thing, same product, same capabilities, but with a new name. And it's all about being able to build playbooks for your sales team, your customer service team, for guided selling or customer onboarding or lead nurturing and more. It really helps automate all of the process steps necessary to work with your customers. And now that's part of the Sugar family, and is an add-on available for Enterprise and Cell Advanced, and is included in Cell Premier. We also made an acquisition around a company called Sugar Outfitters. Sugar Outfitters is a third-party marketplace for plugins. So this is where you get all of those integrations and add-ons to SugarCRM. There's over 200 add-ons and integrations available today up on Sugar Outfitters, and we have over 60 that are coming here soon. All kinds of partners wanted, once they found out that we bought Sugar Outfitters and we made it part of our product family, lots of partners have been wanting to post more and more stuff up there. So this is a fantastic place to build that full CRM solution around SugarCRM. Lots of great new capabilities. In fact, here are some of the top add-ons and integrations that are available today.
Yeah, well, yeah, I like the fact that you have the Sugar the marketplace, basically like an app store. Download, install the different plugins that you're in need of. So really good. Yeah, so we have the sell, server, and enterprise features, and you have a release now, release number 12. So the version 12 of Sugar coming out. It was released a few weeks ago. So can you tell me about what's new there?
Yeah, so just refreshing everybody on our release cadence. Multiple times a year, we do updates for our cloud customers for sell and serve. But once a year, we do one major update for our enterprise on-site customers. And so this is the time of the year. We do this every spring, right around April, and we've got a whole set of new capabilities for Sugar enterprise customers. But let me talk for the next couple minutes around what's available for sell, serve, and enterprise customers across the board. So first off, we have our new sales forecasting capability that's available in Sugar Sell. And this brings together our predictive analytics, machine learning capabilities, our artificial intelligence capabilities into the forecasting application. And it's a complete rebuild of the forecasting application, giving you all the insights that you need to being able to make an accurate forecast of your sales pipeline. Now, again, Sugar Predict is available only in their cloud. And so this is for our cloud customers. We've also made a whole set of user interface updates. We've been doing this over the course of the past year, but we've got some new updates that are available just now, most recently. Do you ever use the list view capability in Sugar, Joachim? Yeah. I think we all spend a lot of time in the list views. And if you're like me, you may also be an experienced Excel user. One of the things I like in Microsoft Excel is how you can freeze panes, right? So that you can freeze the headers or freeze a column on the left. Well, we've got that capability now in the list views. So the headers will always stay there, and you can the far left column will always stay there. So as you're scrolling around inside of the data in the list view, you always have the context of what you're looking at. We've also introduced a whole new capability around Sugar Mobile. So now inside of Sugar Mobile, we've got the ability to compose emails directly inside of the mobile app, with those emails being automatically archived right into your Sugar application. Makes it really easy to keep track of all of your information that you're sharing with your customers and being able to track that communication over time. So great new capabilities that are brand new to the April release, and some of them available for all of our customers, and some of them available just for the Sugar Sell customers. Yeah.
I also believe you've done some updates around the reporting as well. Added some new charts for reporting.
Yeah, we've done some updates coming ahead of us for reporting that'll be in the summer release. So there's some exciting new capabilities coming there in the future. Yeah,
but you also have actually in this release for some.
Oh, we did the new user interface. Yeah, we did, didn't we? We made some changes to how the reports are viewed, so that looks quite nice as well. Yeah, we got a lot of exciting stuff coming ahead of us in the next release. So my mind is completely wrapped around the new reports capability coming out in the next couple of releases in the future.
Can you tell me what's new for our Sugar enterprise customers in version 12?
Absolutely. So a lot of great new things coming in version 12 of Sugar Enterprise. Now, as I've mentioned before, we do continuous updates for our cloud customer throughout the year. And then we take all those updates and we pull them together into the enterprise on-site release each spring. And that's what you're seeing here. So if you're a sell or a serve customer, you'll probably have already seen these capabilities released earlier in the year. But if you're an enterprise customer, you now get access to all these great new capabilities, and you get to decide when you deploy version 12 to your customers. You're in complete control of your software, complete control of your application. So let's first talk about letting the platform do the work. More automation capabilities that we've built into the product. This is where you can put really easy to configure logic behind a button in the application. So I talked earlier about Sugar Automate with the process flow capability. Well, now here there's more background automation happening behind the click of a button with our action buttons. So this is a whole new capability that allows you to really automate your whole business process and take advantage of the automation that you want to deliver to your customers. We've also introduced something really cool here. I want to talk about this one for a minute or two. The new timeline view. The timeline view allows you to view all of your CRM data in a historical view, single view of that customer, so you can see what happened in each update over time. It's a great new way of looking at the application, great new way of being able to look at your customer data. You don't have to keep that data model in the back of your head as you're looking at all the related objects. Instead, you can just see what's been happening step by step with your customers.
Yeah, and of course, seeing the last things that has been said or done with the customer directly from the record. That's
Makes it really easy, very, very simple and very intuitive on how to look at your customer data. Here's another great new capability that we've added in. We've done a complete update into how you work with your CRM data with Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. With the new doc merge capability, you can push your Sugar data directly into your Word and PowerPoint capabilities. Sorry, not Excel, but Word and PowerPoint, and easily create PDFs as well. And by putting that mail merge capability in, you can instantly create a document of your CRM data that you can hand to a customer in advance of a meeting. Hey, this is all the information we'd like to talk about with you, Mr. Customer. Or you can give the PowerPoint to your colleagues or your boss around what's new with your customers, what's happening with your customers. Makes it really simple to present your CRM data inside of Word or PowerPoint, or even inside of a PDF as well.
Yeah, and then of course you can do, as I get it, then can do really nice looking quotes as well that you're sending.
That's another very nice use case. It's merged right in with our Sugar Quotes module and creating a really nice multi-page quote with all of the information about your company and the value of your services and products at the front end, and then the specific data about the quote at the last page of it. That's a very easy thing to do with doc merge.
Yeah, I really love this one. It's fantastic, and it's very easy to create the templates as well that you're using in the system. So someone is creating the template, upload that, and then anyone can use it. So
exactly. Let's see, other new fun stuff. So a complete rebuild of the calendar inside of Sugar. This one's really nice. It makes it super easy to publish a marketing calendar or a sales calendar out to your colleagues, collaborate with your colleagues around scheduling meetings and viewing the calendar events. It's now a core Sugar feature. It used to be a plugin that was available in our ecosystem, and now it's part of the core product. Really, really nice way of interacting with all of your customer information from a calendar meeting view. Another thing that we've done, we've added in dark mode into the application. I know I'm a little older, and maybe it's not quite as exciting to me, but for those folks that like to look at the application in dark mode and help protect their eyes, we've got dark mode available not only in Sugar Mobile, but now also in the Sugar web browser application as well. And so really nice new capability, and you can select between dark mode and light mode, or even use your system settings. So if whatever's in your browser as well. So there's some great new capabilities in Sugar Enterprise that's available for all of our on-site customers today. And in these last set of features have been available for our Sugar Sell and for Sugar Serve customers for a few months now.
Yeah. Wow. So have you done anything with Sugar Market?
We have. Great that you asked about Sugar Market. Some exciting new capabilities in Sugar Market. So just to remind everybody, Sugar Market is only available in the cloud, but it works with our Sugar Enterprise on-site application as well. So kind of a hybrid cloud environment, if you will. So you can run Sugar Market with Enterprise, with Sell, with Serve, add in those great customer communication capabilities right into your customer experience stack of applications. So let's talk about what's new in Sugar Market, keeping in mind that we do updates to Sugar Market pretty much every month. So in the month of April, we've added some great new capabilities specifically designed to help our customers in Europe. So we added a few new capabilities here. Let's talk about it. So first off, dynamic email content. So this allows you to engage with the customers in their language of preference. So you can have one email template, and based upon their language preference, or frankly other preferences as well, you can automatically set the email template as a whole down to their language preferences. And taking that a step further, you can the text in the language, so not just the images, not just the headers, but the actual text in the template. You can also have different versions in one template based upon the languages. So it makes it really easy to track all that. And of course, when you're using SugarMarket with SugarCell, you can pull in that language preference directly from SugarCell, right? Or you can base the language off of the address that you've got in SugarCell. So really great capabilities for being able to manage your outbound emails to your customers, leveraging all these different new dynamic capabilities. But one more capability in here. So if you're familiar with SugarMarket, the user interface has been only in English since we released SugarMarket back in 2018. And with that new all these great new capabilities that we've done around dynamic email content for language preferences, we've also translated the user interface. Now, this is coming in a few months ahead of us. This isn't happening right now. This is coming in a few months ahead of us. We'll be adding in German, French, Spanish, Italian. You can see here all the list of languages, so that the marketer who's using the application can use the application in their language of choice. So we've done a lot to make SugarMarket very ready for our European customers.
Nice.
A lot of great new capabilities in there.
Yeah, a lot of new capabilities, that's for sure.
And that wraps up all the new capabilities that are in the version 12 spring release. So a lot of exciting new changes from our pro customers now getting access to enterprise on-site or Cell Advanced in the cloud, our enterprise and pro customers in the cloud becoming Cell Advanced. We're making it simpler to get to all of the capabilities of Sugar through SugarCell Premier. We've made all kinds of investments in Cell, Serve, and Enterprise that you saw here, Market as well. It's an exciting time at SugarCRM. I got to tell you, this release is one of the most exciting that I've seen in probably the last decade here at SugarCRM.
Yeah, same here. Same here. I've been working with you since 2005. I have to say that this is by far the best release I ever seen, and I've got the chance to play around with it a lot as well. And I know, of course, we cannot go through all the features that are new within this session, but
there's even more in the background.
There's so many things that are so good. But the one that I love most is for sure doc merge. That is the one that I'm really looking forward to use even more and help you customers with setting it up.
Agreed. So, that one's a really nice capability. I like that one a lot. For me, I spend a lot of time in list views. I'm looking forward to the new, or actually already using the new list view capability myself. So that's exciting stuff. Hey, I wanted to thank you for inviting me here to join your customers and have a chance to share all these exciting new updates with your customers, our customers together. This has been a fantastic partnership that you and I have enjoyed for a long time together, and we've made a lot of companies successful in helping them grow. And so, thank you for inviting me to be part of this session.
Yeah, and thank you for taking time. It's an honor to have you here. So it's really always good to have your look and feel about the new stuff coming out and everything. So thank you for taking time. So.
You bet. And I appreciate being here. And I wanted to thank every one of the Sugar customers for being a Sugar customer. I appreciate your loyalty. It's my mission to turn you into a customer for life. And for those of you who've been with us, and some of your customers have been with us for over a decade, and some of them are newer, I just thank you all for being a Sugar customer. It means the world to me. And I look forward to helping your company grow by letting the platform do the work and removing those blind spots and removing those busy work, and ultimately taking away all the roadblocks from helping your business grow. We're here to help your business grow, and we're going to make that happen. So thank you so much for being a customer.
Yeah, and I second that. Thank you very much, everyone listening in, and thank you for being customers. And hopefully we will have so much more coming on.
Oh, there's so much more coming ahead of us as well. You bet.
Yeah. Yes. So thank you, Clint, for taking the time.
You bet. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Cheers. Bye.
Bye now.
Thanks for that inspirational talk, Clint and Joachim.
Next up is our talented colleagues Alexandra and Axel. Alexandra has long experience from working with sugar market, and Axel is a marketing expert. They will talk about marketing automation and what the platform can do for us.
So, hello everybody, and welcome to Sugar Unfold with Exsitec. Today we're going to talk about marketing automation, what it is, how it works, and why you should do it. And presenting all of this information to you today is me, myself, and I, Axel Sundström, marketing manager here at Exsitec. Have been working with marketing automation for almost 4 years now. And with me, I have a system expert.
Yes, my name is Alexandra, and I work as a CRM consultant here at Exsitec.
Yes, and you specifically work with Sugar Market as well. So you're also a marketing automation specialist, I would say. You're just being modest. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? First of all, we're going to talk about the analyzation possibilities with marketing automation, how you should think about integrations, how you should capture leads and nurture them, and how you can follow up on smart campaigns. And then we're going to talk about let the system do the work, Alexandra, which is kind of the motto for SugarCRM.
Exactly. It's the common model for all the sugar platforms, and those included Sugar Market.
Yeah, and it basically makes life easier for you, I guess.
Absolutely.
So let's start with let the system do the work, Alexandra. What does that mean in a sugar perspective and in specifically a marketing automation perspective?
Yeah, especially here in the let the system do the work for Sugar Market, it's included all the factors that is you can see here in the slide. It's the analyzing, the integration, the nurtures, and the smart campaigns, and a lot more you can find in Sugar Market, which all include in we're letting the data come into us to the system and let the platform do the work for us.
Yeah, so basically it means that it minimizes the manual labor you need to put in order to collect and analyze all the information. The platform is gathering it for you automatically, right?
Exactly. That's correct.
Perfect. So we can start by that with analyzation, I think, then. I mean, analyzing is a very, very important part of marketing, and especially marketing automation as well. I mean, if we can't follow up on what actually works, then we don't really know what our next steps would be. So analyzation, I would say, is a super important part of getting started with marketing automation. Everybody has their own target groups, their own audience, their own customers, and you have to really find out what is working for you in your markets, for your customers. And the only way to find out is to start testing and analyzing the data. And in this case, a lot of the time and effort usually goes to collect the data and putting it all together, using all the different tools and trying to kind of make sense of all the data. But if you have a great marketing automation platform in the background, it lets you do this automatically. For example, in Sugar, you could collect information about your Facebook ads, social posts, newsletters, etc., etc. And you have everything in the same platform, right, Alexandra?
Exactly. You can use the advanced reports in SugarCRM to do deep analysis of any data you have in the system.
Perfect. And that kind of brings me on to the second one with integrations, because if you're already a Sugar customer and you are looking for a marketing automation system, it's really, really important that you have integrations to your other systems because a CRM system and a marketing system, it's only as good as the data that is included. I mean, all these nice functionalities and everything, it uses the data in order to be more specific or more detailed or finding other ways to work. So if you have an integrated marketing automation system with your CRM, for example, you could start using that information in order to be more direct in your segmentations, in your communications, and your targeting. So integration, I would say, is a very important part of starting to work with marketing automation in an effective way. You need to know what information you need, and it's so much easier if the systems are integrated and you don't need to collect that data and put it all together in order to be able to do the job.
Absolutely. Just want to conclude there too. It's also an effective way to sort leads into qualified leads. You can send the qualified leads into your CRM system and let maybe sometimes just the leads or dead data, dead leads be in the marketing automation before you take them away.
Oh yeah, that's right. So you basically use the marketing automation system to process your leads and nurture them. And in the when they are converting or doing what you think is a qualified lead, you send them automatically into the sales system for the sales staff. And if they find that this isn't a lead or it wasn't as good as a lead as I thought, they could also send it back to Sugar Market in order to process them even more, right? And or otherwise they can just put them in the funnel and continue to work.
Yeah, a good way to sort out leads, I would say.
Perfect. Well, we were also going to talk a bit about lead nurture. We already mentioned it a couple of times so far. So basically, what is a lead nurture? Well, it could be anything when you are communicating or showing something for a potential customer or prospect. So this could really be, we can be talking about this the whole session, but in a nutshell, lead nurture really is a way to kind of categorize different data, and you could sort the prospects and make them, you can communicate them with in different ways, or you could make sure they are following the customer journey towards your goals or helping them along the way, basically. So a lead nurture could basically be a newsletter that you're sending if they have shown certain interest online, or if they have been asking certain questions or clicking specific ads. You can also use all that data in order to communicate with them further. For example, we could take, the information we have, everybody that's been interacting with us on social media, and we can see in the system that these are the ones interacting with us when we're talking about this kind of product. Well, then let's use that as a remarketing campaign, and we want this to happen to them, or we want them to be able to do this on our website or see these kinds of ads.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a perfect way to qualify your leads and what path you want them to go, but also taking away the leads that is more or less dead. So you only have the up-to-date data with leads you want to take forward with you on the next journey.
Yeah. So one example could be, let's send this newsletter to all of these prospects, and everybody who opens this email should get this second one, or should get this offer, or should be put into this branch of actions. And the other ones should be disqualified automatically because they haven't even opened the email and shown any interest in what we're trying to communicate. So you can basically tell the system to kind of sort it out, and in that case also be more efficient in your communications and just talk to the ones who are actually interested in this, and not just spam your whole customer base or segment.
Yes.
Smart campaigns then. Well, smart campaigns could also be defined as a lot of different things, and we could talk about this for hours as well. But for me, smart campaigns is a way to personalize, as we talked about already, use the CRM data to kind of personalize ads and campaigns and make them interesting for a certain target group. But it can also be that you want to see and analyze a certain campaign in detail. So for me, a smart campaign could be both that, okay, let's see how many new contacts did we receive from our social channel or a digital channel or this kind of area or target group. So it's both to be able to collect the data and analyze the campaign into detail, but also to use this data in order to create better campaigns.
Absolutely. And I think the ABC testing that is included in the Sugar Market, it's a great way to define the small things that will matter for your customer and see what gets the most response from your leads and contacts too.
Oh, yeah. So you can basically run two campaigns, and in the first one you have a blue button, in the next one you have a pink one, and you separate them and see which one is working the best for our target group. And that's basically what we started this webinar with, talking about how important it is to analyze and having the tools that can just bring you all this data up front. And I mean, your job is not to be collecting data and putting it all together. Your job is to do smart and efficient ways to communicate with your prospects and leads. So this should be presented to you by the system and not something that you should have to put in your time and effort into. In a whole sense. So all of these all of these five different areas are very important when you want to start with marketing automation and kind of look for how are we supposed to use marketing automation for our company. So what are the steps? First of all, step number one is to define clear goals. What do we want to do with this? Is it just to make it more efficient? We already know the plans and the target groups and everything. Or do we want to achieve something else? It's very, very important to define a clear goal, because when you start with a marketing automation system, it's going to have all the types of functionalities and it's super fun. You want to play around with them all. But if you start trying to do everything at once, we have a really hard time to see what is working and what is the next step. So we need to define some clear and smaller goals in the beginning, and maybe have a big one in the long run. The second one is to include the sales department. A lot of efficiency could be found here. Like the sales department are talking a lot to our clients. They know a lot of their pains and gains, and they know what kind of stuff needs to be communicated when. And normally they have a sales process and they are aware of what the clients are thinking in the different stages. And it could be a really great source to kind of cooperate here, where marketing and sales are putting their experiences together and actually being more on point with all the marketing, really. And it's all about, creating more leads, creating more awareness, and sending it to the CRM system in order for the sales to pick it up from there. And if we don't have a clear communication in between, we don't really know what we are looking for in the marketing platform in order to get the most out of the sales platform. And it's the same vice versa. Like, what do the sales people need from the marketing? And what can they give marketing back when they need to nurture a lead that didn't close, for example? So it's really, really important to have the sales department on board and that they understand the importance of what we're trying to achieve. We see that the clients who have this in their strategy really achieve greater things. And then we need to start from your biggest challenges. What's the main goal here? What's the first, what are the lowest hanging fruits we can start with? And what is the biggest challenge to kind of that this marketing automation tool is supposed to solve? Because as I said, regarding defining clear goals, it's super hard to get started if you don't really have a doable plan or if you want to do everything at once. Do you agree with that, Alexander? Do you have any more points on the first step of marketing automation?
No, absolutely. I think that's regarding the integration with your CRM and your marketing system. Decide with your sales team what are qualified leads and what are leads that need to be more nurtured before being qualified for the sales team to start working on them, for example.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. Usually you set up a SLA, it's called, when you have maybe a contract almost with the sales department defining all the rules. We are sending leads with this criteria because that's what you've been asking for in order to kind of qualify them and take them along. And we require this information from you back if we are supposed to nurture them in a good way. So you really have that all on the table when you start. The second step is to sync the processes and responsibilities and expectations with sales. And that was actually what I just said with the SLA. Just have everything synced and on the table so everybody knows what's the goal with this, what do we want to achieve together. And the third step was exactly what we talked about before. Please do integrations. We don't want to collect all this information. We don't want to do stuff manually. We want everything to go smoothly and be collected in the system so we as marketers could analyze the data and make decisions and plannings, not just having to collect and send files everywhere. So this is a really good way to get a lot of efficiency. And in this case, Sugar Market is already integrated with SugarCell. You need to do some calibrations, but the platforms are already supposed to be working together. But if you're working with other systems as well, I mean, it's also great to think about that. You have a lot of marketing systems out there that could help you with everything from content to websites and everything. So it's really nice to integrate it. And there are quick ways to do that. You can put some tracking scripts on your website, for example, to collect more information about what's going on online. You can use integrations already made to your existing systems. For example, Sugar has a marketplace where you can see what kind of integrations are already there. So, I mean, be smart about this. Don't start unnecessary integration projects, of course, but see where the quick wins are and think about the manual steps. We want to reduce them as much as possible. Any comments on that, Alexandra?
No, just how important it is and how much when you do integration, you really make sure that the platform do the work for you instead of you doing the work.
Yeah. Step number 4, you need to customize your content accordingly to the customer journey. Have a plan. What is the different steps our customers are going through in order to become a customer or become more of a customer? Maybe I should use the term prospect instead, but at least know that when they're in this stage, we're just talking awareness. We don't need to put on too much information, perhaps, or maybe this is a certain pain point when they are thinking about the different solutions. I'm just making examples here, but really you need to define the different steps and you can customize your content and the marketing automation system according to your customer journey. So you can follow up on that and analyze what is working in which steps and how do we move them along the journey to become a customer or a more successful customer. And 5, we just really summarize that all again. Start small and just see what's working. Analyze that, update everything that you think are going to improve it. And then you just repeat that section until you have a strategy for your whole marketing automation, basically. And for all of you who think this sounds really advanced, it's because it is. You can start how small you want and how big you want, and it can grow how big you want. So really, I know that this could be overwhelming for a lot of people, but if you start small, you can just start at one end and starting to improve. And that's really the way to do it for everybody, because nobody can really help you guys with saying exactly how you should do things. Of course, Exsitec can help you with our experience from previous projects, or we can have like expertise in the systems and how we can do stuff more efficiently. But it's only you who know what's actually working for your clients and your business. And you are the ones who are knowing your customers the best. So it's really about starting small and testing. And we got a great thank you here, Alexandra. I don't really know if there was something else you wanted to lift in this webinar. Of course, we can talk for hours and hours in depth of all these subjects, but we really wanted to keep this kind of light and just go through it a bit at the top level, you know. So did you have anything else you wanted to say, Alexandra, really?
No, most, as you said, we're here to help you if you want to, and we can start big or we can start small, but take it small step with a common goal, most important.
Yeah, Perfect. So thank you, everybody, and hope you have a great day at Sugar Unfold. See you around.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Axel and Alexandra, for that inspirational talk. We hope that this session got you inspired to level up your marketing. It is now time to talk about the news in SugarCRM. For our customers who are in the cloud, new versions will be released 4 times a year. For those of you who have a SugarCRM on-premise, the release takes place once a year. Version 12.0 has just been released, so let us look into some of the new features.
The first big new feature is an integration against Google Drive and Microsoft OneDrive. Now you can access documents in Sugar through the new Dashlet Cloud Drive. The Cloud Drive Dashlet is similar to most file browsers. You can download, upload, and copy links to files from the Cloud Drive Dashlet, and your documents stay synced in real time.
The last new improvement that we would like to share with you is also a UX improvement. This new functionality makes it possible to alter the layout in Sugar depending on the value selected in a given drop-down field on the record. The setup of fields may now be altered to provide only those fields that are relevant for the drop-down field's value according to your business needs. This was all the news from Sugar version 12 that we will go through today. We will have a new webinar coming to you soon. You will get more information in an email about this.
And now it's time for a coffee break. We will be back in 15 minutes.
all had a joyful break. We are now going to hear about when I met with the Swedish Institute, who is one of our customers who use both SugarMarket and SugarCRM. So hi, Jan Fredrik. Thank you for being with us today to talk about the Swedish Institute and how you work with SugarCRM and SugarMarket. I think that we should start with a little bit introduction of you and your daily work.
Yes. Hey, my name is Jan. I'm working as a digital marketing manager and CRM administrator manager at the Swedish Institute. And we are a government agency who works with promoting Sweden. And in this we have a lot of different functionalities. And we implemented the SugarCRM for now in a few of our daily tasks. One of them is our promotion of Sweden as a study destination. Another one is our alumni organization.
Yeah, so you have used SugarCRM for a couple of years now, and you told us a little bit about what you do and what you use it for. But could you describe a little bit more of how you use SugarCRM and SugarMarket in your daily work?
Yeah, of course. So we use SugarMarket and SugarCRM for all our communication towards student recruitment within our study in Sweden. That was the wrong way. Within our study in Sweden promotion, and we use it to collect leads and to communicate with these. We use it also to kind of like log all our different marketing campaigns, and also log the students that are part in these events. But we also use it for all our communication with different partners, as for example universities, our Swedish embassies. So it's we have different target audiences, you can say, in the way how we use Sugar, which is pretty nice because we've developed the system in the way that we use leads for the student communication part, and then the contact module more for the other part of the organization. And then we have the alumni communication where we also use the contact module to communicate with our alumni, but also to log the activities the alumni do, the activities that we do, where we get help of our partners throughout the world.
Great.
So, yeah. So in market, SugarMarket there is our tool for communicating via emails and newsletters, but we also use it for event invitations, creating landing pages to get people to sign up for events or for different activities. So yeah, we have a broad usage of Market.
Yeah, you are sending a lot of emails, I know, and communicating to a lot of people almost every week. But how did you manage all of this before you had Sugar and SugarMarket?
Yeah, that's knowing GDPR now these days, we shouldn't talk so much about this. But
okay.
We had different Excel files. We had another newsletter tool, but which was limited in terms of filtering options. So it was a clear just newsletter, purely newsletter tool. You had no filter functionality. So each time you wanted to send out a newsletter, you had to upload all the contacts and target lists again and again. So you couldn't really follow up on how many emails has this person received, and there was no customer journey in that way. And yeah, and a lot was just different Excel files. So one of the main reasons for us 3 years ago when we started procuring CRM system was to just get everything into one system so that it's not spread out. And then like if we would ever get the question of someone, hey, which data are you saving of me? Then we can answer, okay, we have it in this system and we know you've been part of these kind of events. So that's a lot easier for us to kind of like see, okay, what data is saved of the people we are in touch with.
Yeah, so that's great to know that it's easier to keep in track and to be compliant against GDPR when using SugarMarket and SugarCRM, to know where all your information is stored. But would you say that that was the most important thing to you when you were looking for a new marketing system, or was it something else that also was important for you that it would fulfill?
No, that was one of the different tools. We wanted to have a tool where we can kind of like log all the activities that we do, and be able to see better how many marketing activities, for example, does it take until a student is coming to Sweden, or if we think about our alumni organization, how many alumni activities are people taking part in. So that was, and then reporting, so that we, as a government agency, we obviously have to show how we spend tax money. So it was important for us to be able to quickly take out reports on the different activities we do and like how we're spending our money. So one of the things we log now, for example, is we also log in all the costs that events are costing us, so that we better have a return of investment of, okay, how many leads did this marketing activity gave us, how many of those did apply to Sweden. So it's a lot better for us to kind of like see results and report results. So there were very many options. Another one is the marketing automation part. So we don't want to sit and send out newsletters hand by hand all the time. So we've automated, for example, that if someone comes in as a new lead, they automatically, after they receive some kind of welcome message, so we don't need to sit there hands on and like every time we upload new leads. So we get a new lead through a newsletter form to send out manually newsletters. So it's the marketing automation functionality in SugarMarket that helps us a lot of saving time in work that we before had to do manually, and just kind of like reminding of, okay, now we've been taking part in an event, we also need to send out this newsletter so that people are kind of like being followed up. So that's all done automatically now.
Yeah, so was that a challenge that you had before? Because you're having a lot of events, I know, and you're having a lot of persons that are signing up for your newsletters. So was that a challenge to keep in track that all the information was scheduled and sent out to these people to follow up?
Yeah. It was a lot to keep track on, but also just a lot of work. So before we had to manually upload the lists into the old system and then create a new email, add those new people in there. So it was like something that maybe takes half a day. Now it's like, okay, we still need to sit manually when it's an external event that is not connected to Sugar. Then we obviously need to sit there manually, make sure that all the data that is in the Excel file is correct within the system. But it's a lot less time that we're spending now from these parts. And we've managed to get some applications in so that they automatically come into Sugar. So I think that's also one of the biggest advantages, that there are good connections to other third-party applications.
Yeah, so could you tell us a little bit about, for those who haven't heard about SugarMarket before or haven't used it, could you tell us a little bit about how you are using SugarMarket today? You have told us that you are sending out emails and using forms, but could you explain it a little bit more?
Yeah, of course. So we use it for sending out newsletters. And in that we have connected with the SugarCRM, and there we have lists. So we've created target lists in the CRM part, so that we don't need to manually create new lists every time. We use it for creating forms on our website and setting up events. There's so many functionalities in Market that it's like it's hard to kind of like trick, okay, we do this and this, but no, I think a daily task are like sending out in newsletters, setting up forms, so for both registrations to events, for a newsletter. We have lead nurtures that people go through based on different behavior. What else do we have? There's so many like parts, but I think it's mainly, I think, if you think about marketing communication, then I think Sugar comes in pretty good there.
Yeah, so do you know, because as you said, there are a lot of features in Sugar Market. Are there some of them that you're using now that you did not initially think that you would use?
No, I think it's more that like we were hoping that we could use them. So for example, for setting up events, in the past we have used different tools, and now we do all of this through Sugar. So I think that was kind of like our wish for a system to be able to set up everything from sending out an invitation to event, to registration, confirming registration, sending out reminders, getting kind of like the participant lists out of it. All of that is now within one system and can like it can be automated in terms of like how the send out is. I think that's one of the functionalities that is really important for us, and really sweet to see that we can do that. Otherwise, I think the marketing automation part is probably something that we couldn't do before. So we didn't have the functionality of setting up a nurture flow based on how people behave on the website, or how they are in our different lists. So I think that's something we haven't had before, which was nice for us to be able to have that. And it's really not so complicated. So I think that's also quite an advantage. I mean, if you think about marketing automation, it sounds maybe quite challenging in terms of like, okay, this will going to take me quite a lot of time. But Sugar Market has two different nurture builders, and both are very user friendly, I would say, in terms of like, it's just drag and drop. I think that's throughout when you look at Market, it's like everything is drag and drop. So that's pretty nice. So you don't need to have any kind of like HTML competencies for creating easy email and nice looking emails. So I think that's probably one of the biggest advantages compared to also old systems that we had, where we had to hire someone to create a template for us. Now we can just go into the system and it's more or less drag and drop in order to set up a really nice looking email.
Yeah, exactly. And connected to that, what types of users do you have in Sugar Market? Is it marketing employees, or is it just regular users that are able to?
Yeah, we're a government agency, so we hardly have anyone purely marketing, sort of like a marketing person. So it's basically everyone who just works with communication in our organization who goes in. So we have, I think, 12 to 15 different people who use Market at the same time, which is also super nice. There's like no limit in terms of the amount of users for us. So it's easy for us that we can hand over, and it's not so much of a challenge for people to learn the system new. So we have set up templates so that people don't need to create these by hand again, but and then they can just fill out those templates. And if you want to add a new text box, if you want to add a picture, it's really just drag and drop. So there's not so, you don't need to be highly skilled IT person or marketing experience with several years in setting up newsletters in order to be able to work with Market, which is, I think, pretty nice. Then it's obviously always the advantage if you can spend some time and use A/B testing and all of these kind of functionalities, which we partly do, but we also use Market for just sending out a newsletter to not, that isn't maybe with a marketing focus, but more with from a government organizational perspective of sending out information about what we do. So we really have a broad variety of like the purely marketing towards student recruitment, but it's really B2C marketing in terms of now we want you to apply to Sweden to university. And the other one is like, here's what we do at the Swedish Institute.
Yeah, so exactly. And how did you, because you said that you were using this to marketing to both alumni and potential students in Sweden. How did you used to do that before when you didn't have marketing automation tools?
So in terms of the students, we had Excel lists with people that took part in events, and then we uploaded them into the easy newsletter tool. And our alumni coordination team, they just used Outlook and send out mass emails through Outlook, which sometimes then had the limitation that in Outlook, you often have limitations in how many people can receive an email at the same time. And you can't at all like style it as you want. So I think that's the huge advantage now that everything looks way more professional without doing any more kind of like adding additional time in creating emails. I don't think from a newsletter perspective, we're spending more time today than what we did before, and then we were using Outlook as a tool from the alumni team. So, because especially when you think about you want to filter who should get an email, that was a huge struggle for us. I mean, we wanted to make sure to send out emails to a certain segment of people. Imagine sitting in an Excel file and filtering those compared to now we basically have set up our segments already before, and we can just like drag and drop those lists into it. Or if we come up on the idea, okay, now we want to filter towards a new group, then it's just creating a list and using filtering functions in Sugar, which is also very easy to do. So it's a lot of time saving in creating the segments also for the recipients.
Yeah, I understand that. You get a lot of automation and also the possibility to follow up on the emails that you're sending. Because in Sugar Market you get these automated and standardized dashlets where you can see statistics. Do you have a lot of usage of them because you can see who opened an email, how many times have they've opened them, and so on?
Yeah, it's really good for us to see, especially for the marketing emails. Okay, how many people are actually opening our emails? Are the leads that we're collecting, are they still relevant? Is it are these potential? Now I call them customers, even though we're a government agency, we shouldn't call them customers, but essentially they are customers. Are they still relevant? So that's obviously these dashlets helping a lot. And then, as I mentioned earlier, also with like A/B testing, we can see, okay, does this subject line, for example, works better? So we can learn a lot out of opening and click rates, which we couldn't do in the same way before. So that helps a lot. And the same goes for like every kind of communication. Even if we talk about the communication towards universities, we can really see is the content that we're sending to universities, to our foreign missions that we work together with, are they opening it? Are they looking at it? So it's obviously a lot better for us to follow up on that work as well. And it also helps a lot working more team-based. So people that work in the alumni team, they can see what we in the study team do. You can see, okay, who are you working with? How are your emails? So there's a lot of learning in terms of in between each other, being able to see all these results.
So that's really good that you can make that you can learn from each other's experiences with using SugarMarket. And is that something, because you are talking about leads and potential customers, are you using the lead scoring to collect information and grade leads?
Yeah. So we're using the lead scoring model in order to see which are the more qualified students for us. So that's something we have right now. We've only based it on opening and click, but it's something that we plan to use more in the future. I think the most important part there is to kind of like set up a clear lead scoring strategy. So how do you what is important for you? And we haven't 100% come there, but we know the possibilities of sugar. So I think it's just a matter of time for us to use that even more, to also then send out even more specified emails based on where the students are in their customer journey. Right now, we're still a little bit more into the part where everyone gets the same kind of emails, but our vision is clearly to make more use of the customer journey and to give people really the information they need at the point where they are. And I mean, SugarMarket is really good in terms of that you can connect it with your website. You can see like which sites people are visiting, and then create segments based on that. So it's it was certainly one of the points that we had on the agenda when we procured and implemented it with you guys, but we haven't really come there in terms of our work part.
It seems like you have still things to unfold in SugarMarket, and that is the thing with SugarMarket, that is so big and you have so many possibilities, and they are implementing more things to it. So there's always something more to explore.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So do you have any tips for other customers or other interessents for what they should do with automating their marketing, or what they could earn on that?
I think the best tip is just try and use, for example, the marketing automation and the nurture builder. Try and test a little bit around what is possible and how you can set up things. I especially liked also Sugar's documentary that they have on their pages, and they have really like explained all the different features almost step by step. And in the same, when you use Sugar, it's like often a step-by-step guide on how to set up stuff. So they really have thought about the customer experience in there. So there's a lot of things you can test, and I think you should also test. So yeah, just try is I guess my best tip. Just like because you can just create a segment with yourself, for example, as a test person, so you don't all of a sudden send out an email to all your customers or potential customers. So yeah, spend some time, I think.
Yeah, that's a great tip. So just try and test different versions and to get the head of the best.
Yeah,
that works the best for the customer. So that's a really good tip.
Yeah.
So I would like to thank you for your time and for letting us know more about how you're using SugarMarket. And it's been a pleasure to talk with you about the Swedish Institute and how you use the SugarCRM and SugarMarket.
Yeah, thank you as well. And I mean, if there's any questions, I guess they can always contact you guys, but we're also happy to help anyone if someone has questions how we work with it further.
That's great to hear. That's really nice of you. Okay, so thank
Great.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jan Fredrik and the Swedish Institute for sharing your experiences within Sugar with us. Thank you.
Now it is time to hear about some of the most useful plugins for SugarCRM. Hit it, Joachim.
Hello, my name is Joachim Nolinder at the CRM department at Exsitec. I'd like to show you a plugin that we called Save Report Runtime Filter. So I will start off by showing you what it looks like when you add a Save Report today in the dashboard. So I'm going to choose a new dashboard, and I'm going to configure this one with a new dashlet. First off, when I scroll down, we can find a dashlet called Save Report Short Dashlet. If I choose that one and then I select one of the reports, I'm choosing the open cases by team, by user, by status, and ticking off a number of boxes here. And then I click Save. What we see in this report is that we have all the support cases divided by users across the whole organization. What our plugin that we have built is doing is that we can divide this report into several dashlets, which I'm going to show you now later on. But before I do, I'm going to go into this particular report to show you what it looks like out of the box. So I'm going to view the report. And as I look at the report, let's reset that one. This is the report that you just saw in the dashboard. What we have in this one is also that we have 3 different runtime filters. So I'm selecting all the support cases with the status new, assigned, heading input. And the primary team should not be empty, and username should not be empty for the support cases. That is what the report is showing here. If I want to use the reports, use the runtime filters, I can do that simply by using one of the runtime filters and say, for example, I want to see only the East team, what it looks like for them, and then I have the report for that. Or I can also remove that one, and then I'm going to choose is one of, and I'm choosing now a number of users that I want to narrow it down for. And now they're starting drilling in the office here, so I hope you can hear me good anyway. Side note. Anyway, what we can see here now is that we have the users that I selected in my runtime. But when it comes to the report and you add them to your dashboard, you can only have the default setup of the report. So you cannot use the runtime filter. So that is where our plugin comes in, where you can add a new report using a different dashlet. So let me show you here. I'm going into add dashlet, and if I scroll down again, we have the save report short dashlet that we used prior to this, and now I'm going to use the save report short dashlet runtime filter. And by adding that one, let's choose the open cases by team, by user, ticking off a number of these. I'm going to rename it as well to the same. So, and clicking save. So what we have now is the exact same report showing twice. But the difference now between those two dashlets showing the report is that the top one is showing the default filters that you have in the report, whilst the second one now have a scroll bar on the right hand side, so you can scroll down and open a panel for for the runtime filters. So by opening that one, I now can use the runtime filters. So for example, just as we did in the report earlier, I can select what team, and I'm going to choose the East team and click on apply. And as I do that, I now get the report filtering on that runtime filter. This means that you can use one report showing up in different views with different filters. So I'm going to add a second one here, add dashlet, scroll down, click on the runtime filter, short report, choose the same report again. Let's rename that one again, use the same name as before, ticking off these boxes, place the numbers in the middle. And then we have the same report again as the top one, but this time I'm going to choose the runtime filter and adding the select from users instead. So for example, this one off, and just as before, I'm going to choose a number of users and click on apply. So now I have same report showing different results based on my filter. So why is this good? The reason why we built this is that we have a number of customers that were using like 20 duplicates of the report. The only difference is that they used different filters for those reports. So now you can use only one report and display it differently depending on what you want to see. So this saves a lot of time maintaining reports, of course. So this is a plugin we highly recommend for you to explore. So that's that. So thank you for listening.
SugarCRM is all about removing the roadblocks in your daily work. We therefore want to give you some of our best tips and tricks for how to optimize your use of SugarCRM.
Looking for shortcuts to minimize the clicks? We have listed 3 shortcuts that will help you navigate quicker in your Sugar. By clicking a C, you will toggle the Quick Create menu. Now you can directly create new records for selected modules. Clicking a S will let you directly access the global search area, enabling you to search all searchable data in Sugar. If you also want to include the admin view in your search, use instead Ctrl-Shift-Space, which will toggle the sweet spot bar.
Are you already using dark mode on your phone or computer? Now you can apply dark mode in Sugar as well. One of the big news in Sugar 11.2 was dark mode, and this feature will be available for all on-premise customers in version 12. Each user in Sugar can decide themselves if they would like to use dark or light mode in Sugar. And you can change this under the settings in your profile. You just choose the Advanced tab, so it's easy for you to try this out to see if it's something for you.
Did you know that you can configure where the field names are placed in relation to their field values? The default is beside field value and provides a more compact record view than the alternative layout, which shows labels above field values. You can choose your preferred configuration by navigating to your profile.
One way to make your work more effective is by using the focus drawer. The focus drawer improves your productivity inside the record view. For example, if you're looking at a contact or an opportunity and want to get more information on the related account, you can simply hover over the account name and click the focus drawer icon to get a complete view of that account and all its related information.
Next up, role-based views. Role-based views provides a way for administrators to set unique layouts for users depending on the role. With role-based views, managers can see a different record view layout than their direct reports, while marketing and salespeople can see more sales-related fields than users in a customer support role does.
As we have mentioned before, SugarCRM aims to make your work more effective. One way of doing this is by editing records directly from the list view. Did you know that you can edit a record directly from the list view just by double-clicking on it? This is a feature that was released in version 11.2 in cloud and is being released in version 12 for on-premise. This functionality will make it easier for you to quickly edit a field or update a status without even entering the record view. And as you can see in this slide, it is possible to edit several records at once. This was all the tips and tricks we had for this time. I hope you will have use of them in your daily work.
And that concludes our Sugar Unfold for this time.
Thank you all for participating and for all of your interesting thoughts and questions. Those questions that we wasn't able to answer in the chat will get an email.
And we will also want to thank all of our keynote speakers.
We hope to see you all as soon again in the next Sugar Unfold.